It is the world famous KROQ. I'm Megan Holiday. Today, I'm joined by Rex Orange County. What's up, man?
What's up? I'm good. How are you?
I'm good.
Good.
So you played the Bowery Ballroom in New York.
I did.
And the Roxy last night.
Yes.
So had it been a little while since you had played some shows? Because you've got some pretty big ones coming up here. So I would imagine you wanted to warm up a little bit.
Yeah, no, exactly. I haven't actually played in a venue very much this year at all. In fact, I think that other than Australia, the beginning of the year, I've just been outdoors mostly at festivals. So it was very nice to get back indoors. It's nice to play in venues for me. I like it.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah. Do you have a preference when it comes to playing festivals, indoor, like smaller?
In the show, indoors is definitely better. And probably, I don't know if it has to be that small, but just kind of between around like the Roxy size and then a few more hundred. It's kind of a nice, it fits still intimate, but not like tiny. And I way prefer that. It's just more, it just sounds better, feels better.
Yeah. And such an iconic venue. The fans are so lucky to be able to experience you, because you're doing 2 nights at the Shrine, which is, I don't know if you've been there. It's such a big venue.
I have.
So you sold out the first night so quick, you had to add a second show.
Yes.
So I want to congratulate you on that.
Thanks.
Such a big deal. So your new album, Pony, by the time people see this interview, the album will be out into the world, which is very exciting. So I would imagine this is what you've been sort of working at over this past year.
Yes, no, exactly. The kind of from around the end of last year, from maybe from like the middle of last year started some songs and then went from around the end of last year to all the way to like summer of this year finishing it.
Yeah, so we've been playing your new one, 10 out of 10. And, I feel like this song, it leaves you with a sense of hope. It's kind of like, I went through a struggle. I'm feeling like a 5. I want to be feeling like a 10.
Yes.
And maybe we'll get there.
That's great. I'm glad you got that from it because it was meant to feel definitely positive, if anything.
I loved your performance on Jimmy Fallon, too.
Thank you so much.
So good. So the whole like living room vibes of the music video and on Fallon and stuff, what sort of is your creative outlook as far as, making that choice of just having like chill living room vibes, I guess?
I think that was kind of more so just from the director and I speaking about things and looking at other people's videos that we really liked and it was kind of just like Weezer videos and like old band videos where there was kind of like either just looked quite amateurish but then there was kind of still more to it and slightly like like sort of camera tricks and like it's like a little more surreal stuff going on, and I kind of, me and him just spoke about it a lot, and I kind of just wanted again something that felt just very simple, but also there was something more to it. And that was more on Warren, the director, so I'd shout out to Warren, to be honest.
I really like it. I like when the chairs are all stacked on the table in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Just like the little details in the video are really cool.
He killed it.
Did you ever imagine in 2016 when you put out the first album, Because You Will Never Be Free, just putting it out on SoundCloud, being like, well, I'm going to put this out in the world, no expectations. Did you ever think that all of this would have happened?
No.
Yeah, that's so wild.
Yeah.
So exciting. But you really sealed your place with your second album, Apricot Princess. And we were playing Loving Is Easy. And there, just so many incredible love songs, I feel like, on that album. But from the 3 songs that I've listened to off of your new one, Pony, that's coming out, it seems like you are kind of getting a little bit more existential, a little bit more serious, like dealing with more serious life themes.
Well, yeah, sure. I'm glad you said that because it's not necessarily like, it probably is more serious things, but it's not that love songs aren't a serious topic. It's just kind of like, there's just other things to life to talk about. And I think there's other people in your life. There's other relationships with people who you didn't realize you might have something to write about them until you do. And at that point when I did Because You'll Never Be Free, Apricot Princess, that was all I was inspired by, was how I was feeling in that way. And now it's like 2, 3, 4 years later, in a way I feel way different. As I have had so many, I could still write you a love song like about in the same vein, but it's just sort of just now that there's other experiences and other things have happened, I just have other things to say.
Yeah, totally. Well, yeah. I mean, 18 to 21, I feel like a lot changes.
Learning a lot.
Learn a lot.
Definitely changing a lot indeed. That's kind of that. I'm glad you say that because that is exactly how I would describe it and what the songs are about, really.
Yeah, I love Pluto Projector. I can't get enough of that song.
Thanks.
The string section in that is so beautiful.
Thank you.
And can you just talk a little bit about, making this album? Did you produce most of it? Did you record most of the instruments?
Yeah, I did. I mean, so the majority of it was done with my friend Ben Baptiste. Him and I produced it together, and I played the majority of the stuff, and he played some stuff, and there was a couple other people involved, but mainly just me and him in a small room for a really long time. And the strings were by somebody called Sally Herbert, and or myself arranging them, or she would arrange them. Pluto, she actually did herself, but it was quite a small group of people and was just very internal, very in the room, very like, didn't really break out of, it was one space really, and it kind of didn't travel. It wasn't like working over, so we weren't working here or anything doing it. I was just at home the whole time.
Wow.
And so it was just better. It sounded better for just staying in one place and just focusing and not getting distracted.
Yeah, absolutely. So what would you say has been the most exciting part about just getting to do this over the last 3 years?
Probably the shows, because I think it's like something that, although everything that comes with this is very unique, and I'm very lucky not many people will get to do this. I think the actual nights where it's like 1,000 people who I'd never met in the room with me, and it's just in that moment, all of us, me and them, have nothing else to do other than be there and just like have that hour or so together, and there's no other, like, how whatever in life you might need to be doing, you kind of just you have an excuse to not be thinking about or doing. So I think that's probably the most amazing thing. I don't think many people will ever get, actually, even if you are someone that puts out music or gets to do interviews or anything that's like surreal that comes with music. I think actually the performing is just so amazing.
Yeah, it's a healthy escape, I think, not only for you, the artist, but also, for people to attend,
Definitely.
And just getting to be present with each other for a moment and connect and I feel like, music is a vibration. So we're all feeling the same thing at the same time and connecting with each other.
Sure,
That's
absolutely.
what's so exciting about it.
Yep.
Yeah, so I'm just really excited about what you are doing. I think when I listen to your music, even before finding out that he was such an influence on you, I just heard Stevie Wonder, and was there someone in your life who sort of introduced you to, I know that you've said in the past that, ABBA and Queen, was there maybe like your mom or your dad or somebody who kind of introduced you to a lot of...
Well, my parents showed me those kind of people and certain other, it's not just stuff like that. I mean, my dad showed me like Jimi Hendrix and Deep Purple, and he showed me Billy Joel and showed me The Police, and like showed me quite a lot of stuff that I really just wouldn't have known in general, just because he just knew it. But Stevie Wonder, I think, kind of came maybe at school, maybe at like a quite young at school. It's hard to remember. It feels like one of those things that I found out so young that I don't recall the exact first moment or the first song I heard by him. I don't remember because it was so young. I was so young, or it was so long ago, and I think I was probably like 10 or 11 or something, and just like I knew like at least 5 songs by him, and that was like at the time not many artists I knew like loads of their songs, or felt like I could sing you like 5 or 6 of their songs. And then over time just like figured, like, luckily I grew up later on, so I could go back on every single one of his albums and have a lot to learn, and hopefully one day I'll have as many as him, and somebody else, I'll be like his age, and then someone else will hear my albums.
Yeah, right? Yeah. Well, at the rate you're going at right now, I think you're going to, you've been consistently putting out an album. So yeah, I just want to congratulate you on your success. We are very excited to have you play a couple songs for us today. And yeah, Alex, thank you so much for being here. I'm Megan Holiday, Rex Orange County. It is the world famous KROQ.